Hey everyone, Marcelo Burillo from Greater Athens Properties here with you again. Thanks for tuning in. And today my guest is Ron Hendon, owner of Midnight Iguana Tattoo and Body Piercing here on Oglethorpe. I think 800 Oglethorpe.
800, yep.
800 Oglethorpe. So Ron, thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure,
I really
you.
appreciate it. And let's jump right in it and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started tattooing in 1986 when I was at the University of Georgia. I was a music performance major and an art minor. And I one day just saw on the bulletin board in the art department that they needed a tattoo artist in Atlanta. Well, they need an artist, not a tattoo artist, an artist in Atlanta to draw custom designs for tattoos, because at that time, believe it or not, tattoo artists weren't necessarily artists. They were just technicians that had a few designs on the wall and they could trace them and reproduce them. And so it was just at that crux in the South where people were starting to, it had started out west and come across the country, and people were wanting custom things and more specific things to their needs that weren't on a sheet on the wall. So I went up and applied for the job, and I got the job, and I began drawing at the studio in Atlanta. It was one of 3 studios in Atlanta, which shows how long ago that was. And so there was nothing from here to Atlanta. Nobody had ever even really thought of tattooing. So when I would get home in the afternoons, late, really more around midnight, when I get home from working at that job, there would be people lined up at my house waiting to get a tattoo. And I'm like, I don't tattoo. They're like, well, you probably can do it, right? Because you've seen it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel comfortable. So I got an apprenticeship with the shop there, and after that, I had more customers than any business probably before that ever opened that I could have imagined. I had people like piled up at my house every night, and I didn't have a business, so I thought, awesome. I needed to open a business. So I opened the first tattoo shop in Athens.
So you told me you've been in business for about 35 years now. Mm-hmm. What still drives you to do what you do?
I think the fact that in weird ways it changes people's lives sometimes. We offer several forms of tattooing. We're a little different than some shops. We offer something called paramedical tattooing too, which like for instance, people that have had breast cancer surgery and vasectomies, we can redo the areola a lot easier than other ways to create an areola. So in a lot of ways that really changes lives, but even just basic body art, people will come in all the time for after a divorce, they need something that's freeing. It's their birthday. They overcame something. So it's really nice to be a part of those people's lives forever in a small way. So that
because that really, with the micropigment thing, it really helps self-confidence and things like that.
It really does. Yeah, we do a lot of burn victims. I used to work at the Augusta Burn Clinic with some of the people there at the VA hospital, and burns are a big thing, and even plastic surgeons don't necessarily realize it exists. It's such a disconnect.
So there's now, which is great, finally that the medical field is actually partnering where you actually had to. That's awesome.
It's nice. I like that.
What would you say? I would think even after 35 years, you've done so much, you've accomplished so much. What are your challenges?
I think the biggest challenge that I've had in the last 10 years especially is getting the word out to the medical community and clients about the other aspect of tattooing, the paramedical, that scars don't have to exist. You don't have to have scars, a lot of blemishes, you don't have to exist. Skin can be normal again, and it was a process I created in 1990 and introduced it in Johannesburg, South Africa to a group of medical personnel that came and took the course. And it's very simple. It's simple to get rid of a horrific scar, and people don't realize that. And the medical community doesn't realize that. So I'm one guy in the internet, and that's about it for advertising. It's tough.
We're gonna change that. We're gonna advertise. You're gonna let people know that there's these out there.
It can really help people.
There's an option. Yeah, like we talked about it. With self-esteem.
Definitely.
All right, so I believe you still have goals in life. What's your goal?
I think just expand Midnight Iguana here locally. We're working on the downstairs part of our shop. We're expanding. We're adding artists. We're adding a lot of talent here at the shop. We already have some very talented artists, but adding more. And then worldwide, we're still, our goal has been for the last probably 5 or 6 years to get the word out about the paramedical. I teach classes worldwide, and I really, after COVID, that kind of slowed down a bit just because everybody stays in more and doesn't travel as much. But really to get the word out worldwide that the paramedical tattooing is available, and also locally to expand the body art and the body piercing.
How many artists you have here?
We have six people that work at the shop right now. Yeah, 6 people.
Now, do they all tattoo and do body piercing?
We've got
have specialties.
Everybody's got their specialty. Like Ed does a lot with realism and also with cover-ups. Alyssa's got lots of different really creative styles she does. Kelly. I've got Will, who's very old school. He likes to do the freehand old school stuff. He can come in and match some of the oldest stuff people have. As a matter of fact, he still uses the old type tattoo machines, which nobody else in the shop does. So he's a real neat old school experience and an excellent artist. Also 36 years experience. Ed's got 36 years experience. So cumulatively as a shop, we've got more experience than most shops. I mean, everybody here has about 30 years experience, and we do also have some new talent. We've got Blaine, who's been tattooing about 3 years, but incredible prodigy. Alyssa, who's been tattooing about 6 years now, and she is also just a prodigy. Kelly, she's been with us 10 years. So we've got a lot of different experiences.
Fantastic. Now, for you, you want to see, you have an idea what they do. You guys are on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, Instagram, Midnight Iguana, tattoo and body piercing. Yeah, probably the best way to contact us is the Facebook page or to call the shop directly.
Call the shop.
You can always call. We're happy. If you don't reach us, that means we're tattooing. We'll just call back. We're here.
Your message. Cool. So now let's talk a little bit. So you mentioned you went to UGA. What do you love most about Athens, Georgia?
Athens, Georgia, combination, I think the art and the music scene, because I'm also still a musician, and there's an amazing diverse music scene here, but the art scene too, I mean, it plays right into the tattooing. It's a diverse, Athens is just so diverse. The people, the scene, everything, there's every kind of person you'd ever want to know is in Athens, Georgia. So, and I like that. I don't ever hang or identify with one particular type of person.
Right.
I like all different kind of people. So that has really been a find. I'm from Atlanta, and Athens was just the perfect little dichotomy of, every kind of person.
Yep. Now, do you have a favorite restaurant?
Let me think. I have so many.
It's hard to
probably to this day, still since college, the taco stand. Even though it's not the fanciest restaurant in town, it's still I love the taco stand.
On Millage.
Millage, right off of Prince. Taco stand.
Taco stand.
Been going there and eating the same thing, same order since 1986. So.
There you go, man. You gotta have your favorite.
Have
your favorite. So, when you're not at work, which being a self-employed and entrepreneur, it's very little time for yourself. What do you like to do for fun?
That's only in the last 2 years, because I used to never not be at work. It was 14 to 16-hour days, 6 days a week, and then I slept and got back up. So first time in the last 2 years not being at work, sometime I saxophone. I'm a saxophonist, and I play in a lot of bands now, and I'm really trying to get into more just things in that realm. So yeah.
Fantastic, man. Yeah,
Music is really
fun. You gotta have
soothing.
a hobby to kind of
get
your mind out of the obligations and things you gotta do every day.
Oh yeah.
So we already mentioned, but best way to contact, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and you got the phone number. We're gonna pop it on the bottom.
Okay. And calling the shop's probably the easiest old school way to do it. I mean, we're still here and answer the phone. And our Facebook page is probably also right there. They're kind of neck and neck. I currently these days for being in for walk-ins, I just do piercings. I'm not doing body art anymore these days. I do the paramedical, and I do a formal tattoo removal, and then I also do the piercings. But so you can contact me directly for appointments through my phone number, which I can give you. Text me. I tell people I never answer the phone, but I'll text you back very shortly. So people text me directly for appointments with me for the paramedical, for the shop. You can call the shop or Facebook. You can talk with an artist on Facebook. So those are all three the best ways to get us.
Well, fantastic. And with that, we wrap up. I appreciate your time, Ron.
Thank you very
If you're
much.
considering getting a tattoo, body piercing, or have questions, make sure to come check it out. It's right here on 800 Oglethorpe Avenue. You know.